Hey, what is up guys? I'm KBHD here, and the Oppo Find 5 has evolved a lot since I first reviewed it earlier this year. In fact, it's gotten almost constant over-the-air updates straight from Oppo. In fact, if you go to Oppo's Google Plus page, you can see pretty much a list of the changelog of all the updates and the dates that they happen, and they show up on the phone and show up over the air. So in an attempt to maintain this as a really high-end phone, they've spent a lot of time making sure this thing gets constant updates. But the update I'm about to show you guys has never been seen before. This is the first video on the internet of it. This is Project Firefly on the Oppo Find 5. So if you remember my Samsung Galaxy S4 features explained video, which will be the first link below the like button if you don't, you'll remember that Samsung has basically discovered that adding features to a phone via software has been really successful compared to adding features via hardware. So a lot of other companies have actually gotten on board with this. In fact, HTC has gotten on board, as you've seen the HTC One and all its various features. HTC happens to name all of them various different things. LG has also got on board and followed sort of in Samsung's footsteps, maybe a little bit too much in Samsung's footsteps. They pretty much copied Samsung. But a lot of different companies are also on board, and Oppo has pretty much figured out that if this phone is going to be a beast on the hardware side, you might as well make it awesome on the software side too. So they're also adding features via software, and they're taking a little bit of a different approach, but it's definitely worth checking out. I want to preface this by saying that I'm showing you guys a preview version of the software, not fully complete yet, but definitely coming soon. So again, this is the first video you guys are seeing of it. Take a look. So first of all, the whole design and the user interface is nice and fresh and clean and polished and smooth. Case in point, the settings. So I'll go ahead and show you the notification bar here. You can see there's a new green and white theme. Definitely good looking, and you can see the theme here. But when we go into settings, and you can hear the new tap sound, definitely pretty cool. But you can now swipe through your settings. This is the first main step in the ability to properly navigate a ton of settings on a device like this. I'll go ahead and swap all the way down, and you can see we're running Android version 4.1. If I go ahead and view About Phone here, Android version 4.1, and you can still get more system notifications and updates and things like that. But this is still the same beast of a powerful phone that we saw in the original review. So there's a lot of new animations now that you'll see. There's a lot of sliding through the notifications. For example, if I go into the messaging app and I want to hit menu, you can see it shifts up and it grays it out. Just little things like that are way more polished. I hit back and you can see it fades down to nothingness. Just all of the different things about the animations, the way this works, are a lot more smooth and polished, and I definitely like the way the things animate, especially that little menu animation. I definitely dig that. Now, they did a couple of other little polished things, like the multitasking menu, for example. You might remember was very weird on the old one. Now you have a similar menu, but now it's similar to the old style of Android, vertical scrolling, swipe out to remove applications, and even a clear button to clear all your memory and remove all the programs, so you have free memory. There's also a new keyboard, and like I said, this isn't a fully complete version, but you'll see the new keyboard theme, which is a little bit crazy, but it's definitely new. And I don't like the way, if you change things just to change it, I don't usually like that. But if you change it to make it better, I tend to be a fan of that. So changing things, in here you can see the new animation for swiping over, nice and fast. All this stuff is happening on a 1080p display. Battery life is unaffected, so I'm really impressed with the overall polish level that we've seen. But now for the added features. First of all, this is cool. Full screen widgets. This is a full screen widget that I added. Basically, I hit the menu button and it brought me to all the wallpapers and stuff that I'll go through in a second. But I added a full screen widget, and this is the photos one. And this is pretty cool. So I added a whole bunch of different photos that I took. Basically, I tapped here to start taking pictures, and you can see the live camera down there. And I take a new picture, and it adds it to my timeline. And there's a timeline here of all the different photos that I've taken over the course of an event, and you can of course edit or delete that photo. So that's a whole different full screen widget that just takes over the entire experience. See the dock icons? They change to make sense with media. So this is a basically full screen media widget. There's another one cool here called the music one, which is really awesome. If I was using the stock music player, I could drag that on and start playing music. That is insane. And the graphics all are really crisp and detailed because, well, this is a 1080p display. The phone takes full advantage of it, and it's nice and smooth. And again, the dock icons change to work perfectly with that. There are even themes, so I can hit menu and go to the themes store and hit more, and it'll open up a store. And again, it's not English completely yet because it's still in the works, but there is a full-on theme that you can add to your device. So a lot of people are like, oh well, how do I get the apps you have on your home screen, or how do I have that icon pack? Well, Oppo has its own store where you can basically pick an icon pack and set it as your default, and then all your home screen icons can change. So if you don't like the stock ones that come with Project Firefly, then you can just pick one from the store. A lot of them are free. Some of them are paid, but I don't think I would ever pay for any of them. But you can grab one and set that too. Again, you can set maybe this one as my home screen here. Again, wallpapers. They have some new wallpapers in here as well. And we have a section called OLAB. This is insane. This is a whole new level of interaction. So let's say I want a weather one, and it's raining outside and I kind of want to set the mood. I hit the rain button and it changes the wallpaper, and it adds a live wallpaper rain effect. Doesn't affect performance at all, but now it is raining on my home screen. Let's try another one. I like the snow one because it was kind of snowing recently, so I'll go ahead and add snow, and it changes the wallpaper to snow, and it starts snowing on my icons. And you can see after a little bit, snow actually begins to accumulate on my dock icons. So there's frost and snow on my dock icons. That is crazy. That is insane. And again, performance is unaffected. I can still go in and out of apps and multitask and use all of this RAM effectively because it's a beast of a phone. That S4 Pro powers everything. But now we have frost at the bottom here. If I ever want to go back, I can change the OLAB stuff by turning it off. Just like go back into my wallpapers here. And I'm going to go ahead and select a photo I have, and I'm going to go back to the Firefly one. And I can keep the Firefly one and keep having snow on my home screen. How sick is that? So that's a pretty incredible level of detail. So if you really want to get that immersive experience, I mean, talk about adding features. That's something that some average people will actually kind of like. But yeah, so there it is, guys. That is Project Firefly on the Oppo Find 5. It is really, really new now. Again, this is the first video on the internet that you guys are seeing of it, but it exists now. It's a project, it's a thing, and I have faith that Oppo is going to put a lot of time and effort into making this really, really intense, like making this a very big part of selling the Oppo Find 5. So overall, from all the different things we've seen, I like where this is going. This is definitely a step in the correct direction. This is a step in the direction of improving phones that you've already bought for free, basically, by just pushing over-the-air updates, so you can keep getting more and more updates to this stuff directly from Oppo. So props, this is a neat trend. I like it, keep going with it. And hey, if there's anything else you guys want to see in terms of added features via software that hasn't been seen on any other phone out there, let me know in the comments. Definitely give some ideas. Maybe Oppo will be the first one to pick it up and you'll see it on the Find 5 first. Who knows? Samsung could be watching this, Google could be watching this, Motorola, HTC, who knows? And go ahead and leave your ideas below for things that you'd want to see that haven't been added yet. Either way, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the very next video. Peace.